with Porcel on pole, Ramon, Barragan, De Dijker, Coppins, Nagel, De Ruva and Prem sitting there in the first 8 positions. Your focus now, you're almost looking into next year, aren't you? You're way ahead of the game now.
Yeah, for sure. The last 5 GPs for me were just testing and development for next year. I didn't even know that I was going to stay for all 5 of them. I just came for 2 of them, and then everything worked out, so I stayed for the last 5, which is good for me. It's a good opportunity for me and for the team as well, and we've made good results, so that's a definite plus for next year. And, you know, Tommy and Tyler aren't going to be here, so it's going to be wide open.
Absolutely. I think we've got you down as I'm probably one of our hotshot riders. I'm going to start throwing a bit of Americanisms in just to try and make you feel at home, because must be really just keeping an eye on the start as well at the same time. It must be a case of good grief, I am in a strange country every weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely something new for me every weekend.
Okay, gate drops, and it's going to be a case of this is going to be the run to the championship. De Dijker needs to push in a huge amount of points, because Philip Hart says 23 points. That's the camera wiped out again. There's a couple of people down on that corner. I can't quite make out who it is at the moment. It doesn't look as though it's anybody that's going to count in the championship. No, not that number there, certainly, as we go through to the front. Nagel has made a cracker. Philip Arts is up in the 2nd position with Barragan's. Coppins. Leoc has made a good start. Ramon is back in 6th position, but he is running 3rd in the championship. And where has De Dijker gone? 14th position, not exactly. Now the Italian fans are going to go completely bonkers around here, because all Philip Arts needs to do is just keep cruising in front of those 2 big Suzukis, and then that's going to be it. End of story. But Nagel is looking for an overall in this one. 50 points on the board for KTM. I mean, it's been an orange and black weekend. It really has.
Yeah, it has. Those bikes are really good in the GPs. You know, in America, not a lot of people look up on the bikes, but they're good bikes. And yeah, I mean, they're definitely something to be reckoned with in the GPs. And those guys they have a lot of good riders on the team. And yeah, it just makes for good racing.
It does. I mean, you're in, dare I say it, one of the nicest teams I think you can find to get into. I mean, you're down my part of the country as well, so behave yourself. I don't live too far away from you. But Steve Dixon has this reputation of bringing along riders. I mean, the guy has got you absolutely fired up already.
Yeah, he does. He's a real motivator. The whole team works really hard, which motivates me as well. And I just try my best every weekend because they do as well. So, I mean, it's just that I have to give them 100% because they give 100%, so there's something expected of me.
Oh, there's a real dogfight going on down here. Coppins wants to go out on a bit of a bang. He's up the front. Philip Arts is up next. Ramon has decided to remind us what he's all about, because as very briefly we spoke to Joel Smets, they've got to get him ready for donations. They've got a good chance, the Belgians, to get in front of the Americans, who are coming over with an unbelievable team. What was that? Barragan, he found a false neutral and went backwards, and this lot just absolutely swarmed all over him. It's going to be right the way down to the wire on this one. I mean, Ramon is there, but he needs, dare I say, an absolute miracle, because he's 24 points behind. He needs a race win, and he needs Philip Arts basically to go and work his way down the road into Faenza and not come back again. It's going to be as simple as that. But Coppins, he really is absolutely superb. He's back on song again, and just reminding everybody that he can run at the front as much as everybody else. Is there anybody in this lot that you would say, and Leoc is there as well, grief, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's so many riders down there. Is there anybody in MX1 you look at and say, yeah, that's the guy I want to be like?
Yeah, I mean, Ramon, he's a good guy. He's really a clean-cut person, and seems to have a good personality. Coppins is a real hard charger. I really like him, and he has a good reputation in the sport. So, I mean, yeah, all these guys are fast. I would, like to see them race in America once, but there's never going to be a true test of who's better, the Europeans or Americans. It's always just it's just going to be an internet debate the whole for the rest of the motocross.
Never go near computers, never go near forums. I just don't go there, because it just messes with your mind. Suzuki team going absolutely bonkers in there. Now where's De Dijker? He's come up to 10th position. Stop texting. Play with 18-year-olds.
Gotta let my parents know what I did.
That's okay, you can call home. Okay, we run down and we've got 31 minutes of this race to go. Nagel in first position again. He's got 6 seconds over Coppins. Ramon in third. Philippart's tracking him down. Just needs to stay there. Leok, the Estonian Express, in fifth position. Porcel, he's going to want to do a better result than last time around. Barragan trying to recover. Julian Bill on the Honda Martin. Needs to go out in the good one because I don't know where Julian's going to. Mackenzie is in 9th position. Didaika 10th. De Sale is 11th. Aranda is in 12th. Salvini 13th. Campano, your guy, 14th position. Manuel Premio is 15th. Giliok is 16th. And right the way down there. Tom Church 19th for the last race for the MX1 Molson Kawasaki team. This is going to be a good one. There is only something like about 4 seconds between 2nd and 7th position, with Coppins coming under attack from Ramon. Somebody has found some new batteries and stuck them in Ramon and turned them on. He just ran out of steam. It was such a disappointment in Lierop last weekend. We thought we were going to have this literally within a couple of points. Now he is riding like the world champion that we know he is, so it's a bit late in the day for it, because he's got Coppins in front playing tail gunner for the Yamaha team, and Philipparts is around there. He's just backwards from that. He's got to ride a sensible race, not bang handlebars with everybody else, but just get it to the finish, and he's world champion.
Whoa, that's a little close there. That section's really hard. The pace has got a little bit gone off the first double, and it's really hard.
I tell you what, that was probably about the hardest piece of riding I've seen Ramon do for a long, long time. He's always known to be a rider to do things, like you say, very clean cut. But he looks as though somebody has really given him a kick up the backside, if you pardon the expression. I could make it better. Front end almost wiped out then. That was a good piece of riding. But he really has had his cage well and truly rattled. When you've had a bad race, when you've had a couple of races, what do you do to motivate yourself back up again?
It's hard during the week, you know. That's all you think about is what you've just done on the weekend. And in America, it's the saying that you're only as good as your last race, so it's hard to get rid of that. But he seems to have done it. I look for him to win Europe as well. But yeah, David did really good there, and so now all he has to do is ride a smart race, and he's got the championship, which is pretty much the situation you'd want to be in going into the last moto.
Looking at this track here, okay, this is unbelievably hard track from my point of view. The layman standing on the inside, I just watch all this from here. I don't get anywhere near the track because we just haven't got the time to go near it. It's changed completely from yesterday. You're skating around all over the shop. How'd you learn something like this? Yeah,
it's I'd never really ridden anything like this when America. We don't have tracks that are so hard packed or really a spare edge. There's only one that has dirt like this, and that's Gator back in Florida. But it's a good track. I really enjoyed it from the start of the weekend, and it's really hard now, but it's not so good. I know these guys are struggling a bit because it's so slick. Like right there where you see Billy's gone down on that slick patch is really slick. So yeah, all the shiny stuff you want to stay away from. But I'm surprised it's as good as it is, considering the conditions that they were in practice.
Oh, Billy having a bit of coming together with Manuel Premio. I'm sure he's not going to be quite happy about that. I think we could be looking for Billy to
do a bit of retaliation.
Yeah, I was just trying not to go down that route. I was going to say, oh God, Ramon got so close to that straw bale. He just literally sliced it in two. My goodness me, this guy is going like an absolute demon. Where are we? He is 8 seconds behind leader Nagel, who is gone. He's checked out again. He done a gate to flag last time around, and I can't remember where he finished in the first race, but it was off the register. I think we're going to go across to the Suzuki team in a minute to find out what they've done or what the view is on this. I'm looking for Didaika, who he's starting to move up now in 6th position behind Barragan, and closing in very quickly. Lapping down about the same pace as everybody else. They're in the 45s, 46s are the fastest laps down here. But certainly this is the guy that we were looking at a couple of rounds ago.
For sure, Suzuki is going to take 2nd and 3rd in the MX1 Championship, but who will be 2nd and who will be 3rd in this case?
It's difficult to say now because, as you know, it's 1 point between Ken and Steve at the start of the race. Both of them want to win this heat to make sure that they have the best chance possible to win the World Championship, so they're both going to be looking for the win. One thing else that's important is that we probably will get the manufacturer's title if we finish ahead of Yamaha. That's also important.
Thank you.
Yeah, while we've been focusing on the riders themselves, the manufacturer's title is very, very close. And again, for some people, that's, well, certainly sitting back in Japan, that is more important for the guys out there that they finish with their machines in front rather than the individual rider, because it's this sort of thing you're looking at. And it's all about the sale of the bikes. You being an American, but you introduced us to selling everything by sponsorship. I'm surprised you haven't come in here and done the usual thing. I'd like to thank.
I was trying to throw a few Yamahas in there, like David Philipparts is on a monster Yamaha, but I was trying to keep it out of memory, so not to make it too obvious.
Hey, I've come from the drag racing background many, many years ago, and the words John Force come to mind, I'm sure. That man is a walking advertisement for anything that he goes with.
Yeah.
Now, Philipparts is riding a sensible race. He's down in 7th position. He is let the Diker go in front of him because the fight is going to be between the Diker and Ramon. Ramon is in 2nd position. He is in 2nd position in the race, 2nd position in the championship. Well, that's Paul Seldown. He is not having a good one on that 2009 Kawasaki, and that's the head down completely. He had a coming together with the fence last time around, and I think all the fight's gone out of the Frenchman as the Diker closes in on Barragan on the Axo Silver Action KTM. As we know, this guy, Barragan, if he puts it all together, gets the consistency back into it, could have been running closer up the top end of the championship than he has been doing this year. He's had the most overall GP wins, but just hasn't banged in the consistency, which in turn, this is what you've got to find, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I've never really done a full championship either in America or here, so I look forward to next year being consistent and doing good races. You know, I think Tyler only won like 5 GPs this year, and Tommy won more than needed, but Tyler's champion today. So, I mean, it's all about consistency and being there and scoring points in every race, you know, the good points, not just 1 or 2. So, I mean, yeah, it's definitely going to be a challenge for me, but I have 6 months now to get ready for it, so I'll be turning my butt off to get ready for it.
Yeah, let's just give you a little bit of advice there. Tyler's lowest score in the championship, his lowest score was 29 points.
Yeah.
You know, that's what wins championships. You know, you got a low score, 29 points, and everybody else will be turning somersaults and celebrating with a party. This guy, 29 points in Spain early on in the year, didn't phase him out at all. Everything else was up in the 30s and 40s and maximum points all the way along the story. Motocross of Nations, the Nations, whatever you want to call it, of you riding for, what is it, Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico. Americans are citizens of Puerto Rico, and Puerto Ricans are citizens of America because it's on the dollar, or the American dollar, and yeah, our passports work for them and their passports work for our country. So Steve is sponsoring the team, and they didn't have a whole lot of budget to send a bunch of people, so they just asked Steve, you know, since he's already there and it won't be so expensive for us, can he just stay there, ride his bike, and ride on our team? And I was really pumped for the opportunity, and I really look forward to the experience. Hopefully we'll get into the main and make a good showing.
Absolutely, you're gonna have a very, very hard ride in 2 weeks' time. I think you better get started down our end of the world and start working out where you're going to go. Donington Park's going to be an experience for a lot of people. There is going to be a huge amount of teams up there, and like Zach said, to qualify for the overall main part of the championship, main part of the nation. Sorry, I'll get it right in a minute. It's going to be a big ask, and to be in it is going to be something to be seen, and obviously you're going to see it with us here. Looking down, we're watching Didaika, absolutely on fire, I must admit. Ken, for a big guy, is really charging. Coppin's still in there. Leoc is charging along as well. He's done a 146. Coppins has been on the 147 last time around. Ramon 146 as well. Now Max has got something like a 7-second lead over Steve Ramon in 2nd position. Coppins is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to about 2. Ooh, I thought Ken was on his way out then. Behind. So this battle now with Coppins, Leoc, Barragan and Didaika, there's not much between them. Philipparts is 26 seconds behind the leader and 10 seconds behind 6th place Didaika. So doing just enough, and I dare say that we haven't seen too many shots of the Italian crowd urging their man on. I think they're all crossing their fingers because they're seeing him in 7th position rather than fighting for the lead. have you been in this position where you're looking at a championship or you're looking for a win somewhere along the line and saying, I just got to cruise to this one? Or doesn't it come into the mentality of an 18-year-old?
Yeah, it does. I've raced a lot of championships in America and Loretta Lynn's and that sort of stuff. But, you know, our championships are only 3 motos for amateurs. So, yeah, it's not so much that I worked for it the whole year like these guys have. So, I mean, I know he has a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but right now all he has to do is stay up and he'll be just fine.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to have a great deal of fun trying to get out of this circuit later on, because the Italians are, you can see there's a decent crowd here. They are going to be all over the day. Yeah, they're telling Barragan, they're saying push for the podium, and he's obviously got a chance to get up there because the whole apple cart has been tipped upside down in this second race. Coppins has pushed himself up the front. He's riding like, well, just like Josh. Leoc again has made a decent start. As soon as that Kawasaki got out the gate and he makes a decent start, Leoc is there, as we saw in Ireland. If he can get out the gate, that's his problem. It takes him about half a race to work his way up to a good position, and by that time everybody else is cleared off. So right on the back of Josh Coppins, and the likeable Kiwi is going to be around next year as well, but he's going to be tough. Barragan recovering superbly. This guy, I don't know what he's made of, but it doesn't matter how many falls he has, he always seems to push himself right up to the top end of the pack. He must be superbly fit underneath his fitness regime. When we went around to see you, just to remind you that you were supposed to come down here earlier on, you got your team fitness guy up there basically beating the living daylights out of you and making sure you were still in one piece and all. I mean, do you do any sort of fitness regime apart from riding the bike?
Oh yeah, I do a lot of cycling. My trainer was just adjusting my neck and back and making sure I'm all stretched out so that just in case I do have a back crash that there's less chance of injury. So yeah, I mean, it's good always to have him with me, and I think it was a definite benefit for me to have him with me today, and hopefully he'll be able to come back to a lot of races next year.
Okay, watching absolutely superb battle here that's going on between Coppin, Leoc, Barragan. Didaika not too far off the back of that one, just coming in the yellow of the Suzuki, just coming in the shot in the background, and he has got, I think it's the sail right behind him. There's some lovely stuff that goes out on these boards. It's great to see. We haven't seen any of yours yet, not too many, so we're going to look forward to that next year. But Coppins really riding now. He knows he's got the pressure on him, with Barragan about a second behind. Leoc again about a second behind that. Didaika about 2 from there. So this one's going to go down to the wire. About 18 minutes and 2 laps of this race to go. I like to say, Nagal has checked out almost to the point of about 7 seconds over Ramon. This is a guy you're going to have to watch next year, is DeSalle. He will bang handlebars with anybody. He's a young kid. He doesn't care who he messes with. We saw him have a go at Philippines in France, and that all came horribly wrong and almost put David out of the World Championship for a fair bit of time. And I think I saw Julien Bill down there. I'm surprised as well that we've seemed to have lost the last GP winner, Mark de Ruyver. He has just disappeared from the scene completely. It might have been one of the guys that went down in the first part of the equation when we had that crash right at the beginning of the race. And I don't know, we'll just have to see. But the Honda rider not appearing in the first 20 at the moment. Billy McKenzie back in 15th position after having that off with Manuel Cream, who is up into 12th. Alex Salvini having a good race, doesn't do the whole of the championship, and has been doing some MX3 stuff as well. So coming back and showing some fairly good speed out here on the Suzuki, where he's just coming in shot. He is now trailing Julien Bill. We're not sure where he's going to go, but Salvini looking to put a good show on for his fellow countrymen down here in Italy. Italy, what sort of experience has it been like for you? Was this first time in Italy for you?
No, I came once when I was younger, when I was 13, and I rode some in Asti and also in Cremona. So it was, I sort of knew what I was getting into coming to ride for Steve. So that helped me a lot. I've been to a lot of countries as a younger person, which was definitely a blessing for me with experience and that sort of thing. So I was happy to come back. I really love the food here and everything. It's not so bad like some of the other countries we go to, but yeah, it's nice, and I really enjoyed this track today. It's really rough now, but it's good. It's a definite challenge.
Yeah, it's I think you're putting a little bit of a smoke screen on that one. A challenge is is, I think, more than a challenge out there. As we watched Nagel come down the hill, that thing was bouncing around all over the place in the ruts down there. Obviously, the KTM Trophy guys have been out there twice this weekend to churn it up today. And you had the MX2. You come in right at the bottom of the track, as it were. Yeah, the headline race, but you've probably got the worst of the track conditions in MX1. There's Coppins and Barra going to go and head to head. I think this is a dance we're going to see many times, because Coppins is back with the Monster Yamaha team for next year. Barragan's in with the Axo Silver Action team. Both will have full work support for their respective Yamaha and KTM teams. It's going to be a superb championship. Now, MX2, for you, there is a real good chance of a shot, isn't there? Certainly, I would say, marking your card up, this is going to be the kiss of death from me. You've got to be looking at the top 10, haven't you? And, you know, top 6 is very much on the cards, I would say, with the form you've been showing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Steve didn't hire me to be 10th, but I'm here to win the championship. But that's a long ways away. Like I said, I got 6 months to train for it, and I'll be a lot more fit next year when I come. I had a lot of injuries just before I came, so it was tough for me with fitness and everything that I had going on. So I'm over all my injuries now, and I'm a bit more fit. So yeah, it's good. It's good for me and good for the team as well.
Now, there's a fantastic race going on here, and I can't see this diminishing unless the wheels fall off of somebody's bits and pieces. I can see one of the marshals just beckoning the riders. Got yellow flags down there now. What have we got down there hiding right down there with the medical teams on the spot? We couldn't see a bike down there. I'm not sure if anybody's dropping off the leaderboard. It must be one of the back markers. We'll see as they go across the line next time around. Watch it. Is there anybody diving down the timing sheet like a stone? Not at the moment. So Max Nagel on the Red Bull KTM. It's going to be an orange and black weekend, fairly much across the board it seems. With Max leading again from the gate, has shot out of there like a rocket. Ramon in second position, Coppins in third, Barragan and Tunnel Lee in fifth position. We're just about, I think, to go over to the Kawasaki team pits to get a word on Tunnel, because he seems to be pretty much on the move at the moment. Everybody up into the top 6 places, turning in 46s, 47s, so very much in touch with each other up there as we watch the Dyker fighting, dare I say it, for the second and third place in the championship. Philip Art's in 8th, just cruising.
Martin, when you look back at the first moto and the crash of Tanel, you must be a little bit frustrated when you see him riding so well now.
Yes, of course, it was a pity that he crashed downhill. But as you know, it's a very difficult track after the circumstances with rain, dry, etc. But okay, he's doing now quite well, and I hope he can finish in this position.
Thank you.
Tunnel's one of these guys, he needs to make a good start, but then when he's pushing to try and get through, really does get himself into some terrible scrapes, and at the moment he's got the Dyker homing down on the back of him. Now is this the sort of race you'd enjoy, sitting there with this lot?
I like a little bit of a comfortable gap for me personally, but because that allows you, to make mistakes and you're not going to get blown past right now. But these guys are in a pretty heated battle, and Ramon seems to be making up a bit of time on Nagel, so that should be a battle soon as well.
Yeah, the gap has just gone down a second from about 7 seconds to 6 seconds. Yeah, we did notice as Coppin comes, almost, as the back end of Barragan's bike came out and almost kissed the side of Coppins' Yamaha. We have noticed you are tending to do a little bit of a Mr. Searle on us and diving out very much from the start and making the race your own, as in the qualifying race yesterday. Is this a typical riding style from Mr. Osborne?
Well, I used to be really good at starts when I was younger, but then I sort of lost the technique, and I've gotten back on the technique now, so other than the first race today, I can't really say much for that start. But yeah, the second start was good. Yesterday my start wasn't all that great in that qualifier, but I just was patient with it and worked up through the pack and worked out for me.
If you want to know a bit more about this guy, get hold of this month's edition of Dirt Bike Rider magazine, who are one of the media sponsors or the official media partner, sorry, for the Motocross the Nations, because there is pages and pages and pages of it. I got quite fed up of seeing all these Americans in there because there's a huge amount on Chuck's son as well. So it seems to be the US edition, just to make you feel at home with it. Good article, actually. I've only just skipped through it, but no, not bad. And we're not going to go down the way they put it through down there. What was it, the Osborne identity or whatever it was. We're not making you a secret agent. There's a guy that's on his way to a world championship at the present moment in time. He's just stroking that monster Yamaha home. He's got 10 minutes, and normally we'd say from 10 minutes to go, if there's a fight going on, it's coming into Philip Hart's time, because this guy can be incredibly strong, like Coppins, in the last 10 minutes of a race, of which Josh, I'm hoping, Josh, I really want to see, fingers crossed, Josh on the podium for the last time this year. It looks as though the 50 points, the way they're going at the moment, he's going to go into the KTM camp because Nagel has got 5 seconds. So Ramon is still in there, putting in a bigger lap than Nagel last time around, with Josh sitting there in 3rd position, Barragan in 4th, Leoc in 5th position, De Dijker is 6th, De Salle is in 7th with Philip Hartz in 8th, Julian Bill 9th, Carlos Campano 10th position. Oh, hello, you see you've done something down in that in that camp, just coming into shot, I think, there. And Carlos
Just
starting to come. Philip Hartz is dropping now. Now, what's going on down there? Because I saw Carlos and I thought, well, Philip Hartz is well ahead of him now. There's something going on down there. I don't think this is going to affect the championship, but I mean, has Philip Hartz really eased back on the gas that much? Can he afford to do that?
Yeah, that's quite a bit. I'd be nervous. I've been in that situation before, and I lost 2 championships because of it. So, yeah, if I were him, I'd just keep charging and try to make the best of it. And then if I fell, then I'd have a gap. But he seems to be choosing a different way. But we'll see if it works out for him.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, because Philip Hartz is now moved from what looked like 8th. He's down into, he was in 7th at one stage. De Salle and Campano have gone past him. Julian Bill, I think, has dropped down one. Salvini, Prem, McKenzie, Schiefer, they're all within reaching distance, because it's 44, 45, 46 seconds. Yeah. I think I'd love to see what they're going to put out on the board down in the Monster Yamaha team. I really would like to see what the next couple of boards are going to be like, because they're going to have to wake the guy up a bit. I hate to sound sort of like a little bit panicky, but that's worrying. That is worrying. Yeah,
I would be a bit nervous in that situation, especially if I were the mechanics in the team, because Ramon's running a strong race and he's up there. He's just still, though, he needs to be first in order to win, because Philip Hartz only has to score 1 point, but if he loses 3, then Philip Hartz is champion. So, I mean, unless Nagel makes a big mistake, he doesn't even really have to score points, as far as I know.
Right, they're still winding him up in the Suzuki pits. They really are getting onto Steve's case, and he just takes a quick look over his shoulder. Coppins was a good 9 seconds behind, and the way Steve is going at the moment, I mean, this is the performance of an outgoing world champion. You hate to say it, but I mean, it's just come that wee bit too late. If he'd put a performance on like this is the ifs and buts and whys and wherefores. If he'd done something like this in Lierop, it would have been a completely different ballpark out there this weekend. But I really don't know. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this is going to come back together. And in the next door booth to us, Joel Smets must be thinking, thank God for that, he's back for the donations, where, you know, you've got to race against that team that is coming over from the States. You know, somebody said a couple of weeks ago, why don't we just put the trophy in a box and mail it across to them now? Let's just get it over and done with so we don't have to do anything. You come on, Philippoto, Stewart and Ferry, I mean, for goodness sake, you know, that's a hard nut to crack.
It definitely will be strong, I mean, but if it were a sand race, then I'd definitely put the Dutch guys up there, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I mean, I think it's hard packed. I've never been to Donington, but looking forward to riding the track for Supercross, so that'll be good for me.
Yeah, it's going to be, well, I'll put it this way, you know what it's going to be like. It's going to be back to the UK in 2 weeks' time. We haven't seen the sun for virtually months on end, so it's going to be wet. You know what it's like in the UK at the moment, don't you?
Yeah, it's not been the best, so
see this.
We'll see
this is suntan, this is rust, you know, we just swim around all over the place. It's going to be a wet one. I think it's going to be a bit colder, and I think anybody stands a chance out there.
Yeah, I mean, the mud changes everything. Stewart and Villapoto have struggled in the mud before, but I mean, Ferry's a seasoned veteran, so we'll expect him to do good. But it could be good for the rest of the teams, definitely for them to have a chance at the nations. I'm not saying that they don't have a chance without that, but it'll definitely be a tough cookie to crack, like you said.
Yeah, there's going to be a few teams in contention. Obviously, GB on home field advantage. It's going to be pretty much a case of we're going to hope they're going to have 3 guys that are well and truly focused and ready to race with Mackenzie, Simpson and Searle. With the Belgians, they've got Ramon back, I think, to what is basically full race awareness and fitness. The Dyker is going to be there. There's going to be a number of teams that are going to be in with a shout, and I think the dark horses are going to be Australia with Chad. Chad Reed is going to be, you wouldn't like to say what he's going to do, to be quite honest.
No, he's going to be on the new Suzuki. That'll be exciting to see. And I don't know who else they have riding for him. I know New Zealand should be a good team, but they lost Townley, so maybe not so strong now. I don't know who their third rider will be, but yeah, it should be interesting. I think the Dutch guys will do good in the mud because riding the mud's a lot like the sand, so we'll see what goes on.
Okay, Nagel has got the message out the front because he has just opened up the gap on Ramon by another couple of seconds. It was down to 5, it's now up to 7 seconds. Coppins is 16 seconds off the leader, so he's 9 seconds behind Ramon, which means that third place is looking pretty good at the moment for Josh. Barragan 2 seconds behind De Dyker, about 3 seconds behind Coppins. So those 3, 4 with Lyoc not too far behind are still nailed together for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, with the Sail coming through. 7th position leading the next lot. Carlos Campano on the UTAG Yamaha up into 8th position. Dave Dixon must think it's his birthday down there at the present moment in time. That's a way to go out of the championship, starting to move up there. Philip Arts is in 9th position, just about doing enough. And then Salvini is up to 10th, Julian Bill, Manuel Prim, Billy Mackenzie 13th, Tom Church on the last race on the Molson Kawasaki is 14th, and Pierre Rene is in 15th position. Oh, crumbs, this to the end of the set. I'm glad we haven't got any more races in the World Championship to do on this, because it really is. It's been an absolutely fantastic World Championship, so down to the wire. Both races, both championships even. Coming down to the last race, this is where we like to see it. And look at this, Philip Arts is going to get swamped down here. Got Salvini, who would love to get in front of him, put him 1 over on the world champion. Where did you finish? I finished in front of the world champion. I was down in 9th place when I finished in front of the world champion. And what is going through this guy's mind? He looked relaxed this morning. And he is just, as we see Carlos Campano on the MX1 UTAG bike, just going to shot now, leading in the cross there. And the tension down in that pit for the Monster Yamaha team is almost unbearable. They really are having the show. I think that's Philip Arts' young lady down there. He's probably got butterflies bigger than Tyler Rattray's mother had in MX2, to be quite honest. They were flying around all over the place. And really, you've got to put it out to Philip Arts. He hung onto that red plate through injury in the mid part of the season by the skin of his teeth. He was hanging on by his fingernails. He was riding with cracked ribs in Germany. He just wasn't looking good at all. It was starting to skip back. Coppins was on the charge. Purcell then started to look good. Everybody, Ramon and De Dyker. And at the end of the day, he's still there and in with the best chances. Ramon, I don't think, with 7 seconds and 2 minutes and 41 plus 2 laps. That is a big ask, because Nagel is on another one of his absolutely meteoric charges through the field. This German, a gate to flag victory twice. You know, it's something you write to Father Christmas about. Please can I have a couple of these during the season? 50-point maximum. Way to go.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, his front plate looks like mine did in Ireland. It's pretty clean. That's a good feeling, you know, when you feel like you don't even need goggles. But yeah, it's good for him. He's been strong all year. He was really strong last weekend in Lirp as well. Just had a bit of bad luck. So that's good for him and good for KTM.
Anybody who's really Barderova has had what I can call an unbelievably good home GP. They were calling Ireland Tommy Searle's GP, obviously, because he's run by the KTM UK concern, which is based over in Ireland. He had an absolute stinker. Ramon didn't particularly good Belgian GP. You know, you go out of here, I mean, it really is. It's almost a kiss of death. You go to your home GP, everybody expects you to do well. We are not going to be in a position where we can have a GP in Puerto Rico, because you're now Puerto Rican, you're not American anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'm far from home, but I heard there's going to be one GP in America next year in Alabama possibly. So we'll just have to wait and see about that. But yeah, that would definitely be my home GP.
We've got it down on the. We've got it down on the calendar. There's going to be a GP in America, but we haven't heard. I think you've just slightly let the cat out of the bag there, because even my track builder hasn't been telling me where we're going. He's keeping it fairly much under the. So I'm going to be on the computer later on, just starting to scour every single motocross track in that state. Wherever we go, if we're in the States, it's going to be an unbelievable event. It really is. And this is going to be a true World Championship, as we watch Coppins and Barragan fighting it out for third and fourth positions, with the Dyker about 3 seconds behind. So at the moment we're looking at Philip Arts, the virtual championship winner, with Ramon in second position and the Dyker in third. That's as they run with 20 seconds of normal time to remain, and also coming into the last 2 laps. The Dyker is, that looks as though he's on cruise now at the moment in 5th place for Ken. It's job done, hard season, with one more race, non-championship race over for his home country of Belgium in the Motocross Nation. Takes a quick look behind him with Leoc now dropping off the back with the Kawasaki. That's going to be a newly reformed team. Philip Arts has got Julian Bill and Billy McKenzie and Salvini and Preem behind him. So Billy's got in front of Manuel Preem. I would love to have seen that pass.
Yeah, I'm surprised he clean him out.
Carlos still in there, coming on from a very, very good finish in 8th position, and starting to show what his potential is. I don't know what Carlos is going to be up to next year. I think, is Kenneth coming back as your teammate next year?
Yeah, Kenneth's going to be my teammate next year, and I think Mel's going to do a few GPs as well, like he did this year. So look for good things out of Kenneth, and you get races out of him.
Oh yeah, you'll get some good stuff out of Mel. I mean, that is a talent that's got to be nurtured along the way. Had a hard year this year, obviously, with qualifying and the like, but that's a guy that has missed out a whole championship along the way. There we go, virtual MX1 world champion for David Philip Arts with 2 laps to go, and he seemingly has one hand on the trophy and the other one just about to come into play here. So a good championship, a thrilling championship, coming to an end with Italy getting deservedly another world champion, and that's going to be good for the Monster Yamaha team to carry that #1 plate through to next year, where the battle is going to be, dare I say, intense. The Italian tricolori just started to wave a bit. They've started to click in that there is no danger to the points lead for this man, and he is starting to move, as Ramon is still in second position, and must be thinking that apart from those last couple of races in the championship, what could have been, but he's kept it as close as it can get, right the way down to the end, along with the Dyker. And there's another couple of people just dropping out over the last couple of GPs. It's been a cracking championship, really has been, well worth watching, and it's going to only get better next year. Really is only going to get better. Going back to some of the more familiar racetracks that we've been at this year, and also taking a couple of new ones in. I believe we're back in South Africa, as Zach has said. We're back over. We're going to go over to the States for a proper championship round. We're not going over for the nations. Just keep your eyes onto the website, and you'll see the calendar start to form itself up to what is going to be a true world championship, I believe. So Ramon was 7 seconds behind Nagel, who is on his way to yet another maximum. If this guy can produce this form next year, he is going to tip the form book all over the place. The worst race he had, I think, was in his home country in Germany, where he was out into the lead, got another fantastic hole shot, and then all of a sudden the bout, I think it was about 8 laps in, the KTM unfortunately expired for whatever reason. He just stopped, and the despair at the side of the track was unreal from Max. He was leading his home GP, looking forward to a podium, and all of a sudden the whole plot came to a grinding halt. Not a very nice feeling, not the one you want to see.
Definitely not.
No, because I mean you had it in Ireland, didn't you? Okay, the last lap for Max Nagel on the Red Bull KTM. That is going to be some party. I think you're going to have to gate crash that one, Zach. I think you're old enough and you've got the stamina for a party tonight. We're going to be still busy working in here. Steve Ramon in second position, Coppins in third. Nice to see Josh doing well and finishing up in a good position. Barragan is now 3 seconds behind with the Dyke, Leoc, DeSale, Campano in 8th position, Philip Hart's in 9th, and Billy McKenzie in 10th position. Not too far behind Philip Hart's, only a second behind Philip Hart's as Max takes a look over his shoulder. He can look over there as long as he likes. He can stop the bike on the track and literally have a drink of water. They still ain't going to be anywhere near him because he's got a good 7-second lead, and he's been putting some fantastic consistent laps in. His worst one, as he comes around the last corner, has been last one was a 49. Over the line, maximum 50 points in the bank. Thank you very much indeed. Another win for KTM. Top step of the podium at the last GP here at Faenza for this year. Steve Ramon comes across in second position. That's going to put the balance on the Manufacturers' Championship, and I think that has just tipped it over towards Suzuki. But we'll wait and see where that goes towards the end of this programme. Zach, I'm going to let you go because you're getting thoroughly dehydrated. He's already gone through about 3 litres of water in here and he's perspiring all over the place. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. Thanks very much indeed. I'll try and catch you later on when the racing's over and done with. Best of luck for next year.
Okay.
And we'll catch you at Donington Park as well.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, cheers, mate. Thank you very much indeed. We're going to have to get an English sense of humour into this guy as well. It's absolutely sound as we watch the world champion coming home to finish off and take the checkered flag. As the Italians are starting to hit the rev limiter, the podium is going to be an excellent place to be. As over the line, and a sense of relief, I think, more than anything else, as he jumps off the bike and chucks it off the track. That is really a huge amount of tension just literally lifted from the shoulders of David Philipparts. That was just unbelievable. That was typically Italian. And now the crowd have broken ranks. There is everybody out there. The photographers are out there. The champagne's flying there. They're never going to get him to the podium. Never in a million years are they going to get him to the podium in one piece. He'll be lucky if he escapes with his shirt out there. What a superb scene to end the championship. If you thought KTM had done the celebration, this lot have just absolutely done it for him. Oh dear. Some superb emotion going on out there. That is what it means to these guys as the rest of the field comes across and joins in the celebration. You can see there's the Belgian flag lying down there, Italian flags, the whole 9 yards. Somewhere in amongst that lot we've got a cameraman who's trying to fight his way through there. Poor old Fabio is going to be absolutely swept off his feet through there as we try and salvage a rider and get him off to the bike. I think that is the plate off the bike. They're starting to take the bike to pieces as well, I think, down there by the look of it. And I can see a red plate being bandied around down there. But there is an absolute scrum down there, and I'm sure that there is going to be a very, very happy Yamaha team and David Philipparts. He is absolutely overcome down there. Really, really overcome. It's just such a triumph for him. Well, we're going to get this lot coming this way as the number 1 plate is being presented to, and I think that's come from the team as well, because literally right next door to us we have got the Yamaha truck next door to the TV compound. The party is going to move this way. We are not going to escape out of here. I think we're going to have Italians all over the place as we're desperately trying to get Anna in for an interview. Just look at it. It's his worst election.
This is your home. This is you grown up almost on this track. This is your home race. How do you feel? Is a dream becoming true? Davide, sei cresciuto in questa pista. È il sogno che diventa realtà.
Sì, ringrazio tutti, la mia ragazza soprattutto, Alice, che mi ha aiutato tanto, la mia famiglia, tutto il mio team. Ringrazio Michele che mi ha aiutato tanto, grazie.
I thank a lot my team. Getting it's a big celebration now.
That was your winner of the race and GP overall here in Faenza. Max Nagel wins the second race for KTM. With Steve Ramon in second position, Josh Coppins in third. Great to see Coppins coming back again with Barragan, De Dijker, Liot, Desal and Campano. A fantastic one for Ute. Philip Arts in ninth position. That was enough. That was it. That's all she wrote. End of story. Mackenzie in 10th. Bill Preem, Salvini, good with Church coming in his last race from Olsen Kawasaki. Thank you guys. We'll see you hopefully later at some stage. And everybody else following on from there as we came down to the end part. Mark de Ruyver finishing up in 25th position. Obviously must have come down in that first corner melee. Two world champions, MX1 and MX2. The relief, I think, on everybody's with Tata Wolfgang Serb of the FIM and Giuseppe Longo of Youthstream flanking their two world champions and two worthy ambassadors for their sport, obviously, as we watch slow motion of Max Nagel bringing home the Red Bull KTM for the last MX1 race. Overall for the GP of Faenza, the goal run with 50 points. De Dijker, Barragan, Ramon, Philip Arts, 5th position overall with Coppins just behind him. DeSale, a good result, Mackenzie in 8th. Julian Bill in 9th position. Carlos Campano coming up 10th overall with I think I saw Salvini down in there as well before we disappeared off the screen. And I can hear the music outside just coming across it. The celebrations are going to continue all the way around this racetrack, I think, for a long, long time, certainly into the evening, as the rest of the track is going to get put to bed until we return again, I think, next year, unless the Italian crowd take it over them. That is the sight of the world champion coming home to finish off his season with 509 points to David Philip Arts. Steve Ramon just behind him with Ken De Dijker again only just, so very, very tight between the top three. A well-fought championship. Barragan in 4th position. Mackenzie finished up 9th overall with Mark de Ruyver for the Martin Honda in 10th. DeSalle, Prem, Bill, etc., etc., running down towards the bottom part of the overall championship points-wise, as the Italian crowd are not going anywhere at the moment. They are going to stay here and celebrate.